It's a special morning for these students at a Danish high school. They're attending a workshop on discrimination, racism and terrorism. Also on the agenda, freedom of expression and its limits. These matters were hotly debated by the students in the immediate aftermath of the Paris attacks. Today the discussions are less intense, but the issues haven't gone away.
The whole idea of bringing this workshop to our school is that we're in a neighborhood where the children have very different backgrounds. In a school like ours, the debate and the discussion is sometimes very hard. When radical things happen around us in the society, of course, it has an effect on what goes on in the classroom. And the debate tends to be more heavy and the opinions are more sharp. So this is hopefully a way of meeting what might come.
We've come to Aarhus, Denmark's second city. It's pioneered a programme against extremism that the Danish Parliament has just extended to the entire country. The initiative's been integrated into a national anti-crime policy in which schools, police and social services cooperate.
We have developed regional networks of contacts and resource persons out in the municipalities and nationwide. And these resource persons have specialized knowledge about radicalization and worrying signs regarding to radicalization. And the goal is to increase the awareness of worrying signs so they can interfere very early before the process becomes violent.
Since 2010, more than 100 young Danes have gone to wage jihad in Syria and Iraq. In a country of just 5.5 million, that's one of the highest rates in Europe. At the heart of the Danish counter-radicalisation model is a prevention unit. It involves a network of mentors interacting with young would-be or confirmed jihadists and their entourage. This outreach work is so sensitive that the expert we speak to prefers to conceal his identity. Spotting a potential terrorist is extremely difficult, he says, but tackling social exclusion is a crucial part of prevention.
If you are seeking for an identity and you're not feeling you're belonging to society, one of the ways you can get an identity and where you feel that you actually are appreciated and your skills would be appreciated also. Some will choose to walk down that road. You are the chosen one, and that's a very powerful feeling if you actually believe that. And then you're not afraid of dying if you feel like you're the chosen one and you justify all your acts. That's a big price, and that's hard for the society to match that, if we shall offer them alternatives.
In 2014, only one young person was reported to have left the region for Syria, compared to 30 the previous year. The result of replacing repression with dialogue, says the head of the deradicalisation programme. Returning fighters are offered psychological counselling, training and job search support.
The easy way to ensure security is to put people in jail. That's the easy solution. What's more difficult is to ensure that we reintegrate these people into Danish society as normal citizens. It's difficult, but that's what we believe is the best method.
This young man went to Syria twice, first to fight with the Free Syrian Army against Bashar al-Assad's regime, then as a media officer. He operates now as a political activist rather than a fighter.
Many of the young people, when they first and came back, is people that have didn't know the situation, didn't know anything about what's happening. You know, we have this feeling about I have to do something about injustice. It's not good to criminalize them. So you have to educate people. I had a 17 years old boy that came to me, and he was talking about getting to Syria and do all kind of things there. And he didn't know I was there, so I talked to him. I was there. It's not something for you. Get your education and do something good about your life and other people. You will not do anything good about going and be a fighter in Syria. Do some humanitarian work. Do some send some money to people in need. Something like that is be much better than getting involved in fightings.
The counter-radicalisation programme is based on constant dialogue among social services, police, intelligence agencies, families, civil society and/or religious leaders. This mosque on the outskirts of the city has recently been hailed by police for its cooperation with local authorities. Yet it's long been accused of supporting jihadist networks. Some Danish politicians have demanded its closure. Its chairman claims to be opposed to any form of violence against civilians. But he refuses to clearly condemn the Islamic State jihadist group for its actions. And he warns against the consequences of failing to deal with causes he believes lead to extremism.
What I'm saying is that openly criticizing the wars that are waged in the Middle East and against Muslims, which only lead to destruction, does not mean that we are against this country or that we are the enemies of this country. Unfortunately, when we talk openly, our freedom of expression is restricted. And when others speak and offend Islam, they have the right to do so. It must stop. You cannot plant wars and pick flowers.
The debate on the anti-terrorism battle rages on in Denmark as elsewhere in Europe, and the Danish model is not unanimously supported at home. For Nasser Khader, a former Danish MP of Syrian origin and a Middle East expert, we are in any case a long way off resolving such a complex, multifaceted phenomenon.
It's difficult to convert a person that's jihadi back to democracy with the Danish model. But I do agree that they have prevented some young people who flirted with this ideology. Radicalization is a process, many phases. The Danish model is good for the preface of all phases.
The Danish approach is nevertheless one that some EU countries are looking at with interest, while boosting security at the same time.